Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the All Star Wrestling Review Series. This is the 21st of the 21st of the run, 21st of February 1981. And again, we're foraying through this year in hopes that we can bring you good quality content. Of course, we got 1,800 of these available. We're going to have hopefully 10x that someday. Anyway, this is hosted by Vince McMahon, Pat Patterson, including Jack Carlson attempting Sergeant Slaughter's Camel Clutch Challenge and Slaughter versus Ron Shaw from the 221-81 Championship Wrestling, including Pat Patterson conducting ringside interviews as well with Stan Hansen. Hansen basically cutting the same promo he had a couple of weeks before about being, the kind of the redneck guy who doesn't really care about anybody but his own kind, so to speak, which obviously wouldn't get over today, but 40 years ago was reasonably acceptable. Anyway, the Sergeant Slaughter Cobra Clutch Challenge. Slaughter comes out with the Grand Wizard, and that is pretty much the main go of it. He's wearing the large brimmed hat, Grand Wizard on the outside, locks in the Cobra Clutch, and his adversary cannot be successful in breaking the hold. Breaking the hold wins you $5,000, $10,000 if you are in the run of you know uh, being in there with a guy like Pat Patterson. I guess that's the challenge anyway. Um, and Slaughter basically brings on the hold, and then Ron Shaw comes in. Shaw gets a couple of shots off on Slaughter, punch kick. But I mean, basically, it's almost the equivalent of two matches, as Slaughter has a full match with Shaw after the Camel Clutch Challenge, Cobra Clutch Challenge. Not really sure I understand the concept behind having the challenge be twofold, one challenge and one basic. So anyway, hard shots along the way and some basic things there. You know, punch kick and ultimately uh, um, elbows to the back of the head, snap mirrors him over, gets basic, and ultimately hard shots there, and again locks in the Cobra Clutch. Slaughter basically still challenging Slaughter and the Grand Wizard after the match, actually still challenging Pat Patterson, basically saying they'll give him $10,000, calling him a coward. Patterson not wanting to get involved as of yet, although he does in the weeks and months to come here. We then go to the tag team champions, Tony Gabriel and Rick Martel, having a tag team match here. Champions, of course, getting ready eventually for um, the Moondogs, but tag team champions Martel and Gabriel here. Jose Estrada, Johnny Rodz, 507, Martel pinning Estrada with a backbreaker. Having seen this match before, it is virtually nothing new. Still the same style of match. Still very basic. Still very direct. Still, simple in nature, but not really getting anywhere in the long and short of it. Martel doing more of the, I guess you'd say, high flying or more directed moves and holds and all of that. Garea, more the submission guy. Rods and Estrada, a relative regular tag team. Actually, wonder about them being on house shows in a more consistent way at the time, 80, 81. Anyway, arm bars and basic, uh, you know, um, hammerlocks and other basic things. The attempted brawl more so for the heels, but eventually the backbreaker by Martel leads to the victory. As mentioned, Stan Hansen talking about not really caring about any other race, not really caring about anyone other than himself. Also mentioning being banned from the WWF for 4 years, breaking the neck of Bruno Sammartino. Hansen also goes into the ring and kind of gets a bit things off. Fred Blassie still less of a visual than before. Blassie maybe taking some time off for surgery, don't really know, but anyway, punch kick by Hansen. Hansen also hits his lariat after several punch kick and some backbreakers, bit more brawling style by Hansen as he begins to take things going in a general direction that is there. And again, we see the return of S.D. Jones. S.D. Jones against the Black Demon. S.D. Jones has been around since the mid-70s. Certainly a guy who is happy to kind of challenge things a little bit anyway. Um, you know, uh, and when I say challenge things, we're just talking about kind of the paradigm that he was just a basic guy. Vince McMahon interviews Jones at ringside. Jones says he's ready to fight, and a better guy than he was before. Arm bars, arm locks, and basic stuff by Jones. Jones with a backbreaker, a backdrop and a backbreaker across the way, and eventually the swinging neckbreaker gets him the victory. The Demon is in pretty basic condition here, of course, continuing to have the purple boots, which doesn't make sense to me, complaining about the mask being pulled several times throughout the match, and obviously Jones, the babyface, not doing any of the sort. He'll try to get that sort going, and ultimately they're coming to a place of value, and again, Jones gets the swinging neckbreaker for the victory, and even gets a slow-mo replay on it. Anyhow, the referee makes the cover, and Jones is again victorious going forward. We've got what I believe is one more match on this particular day, and that amounts to Angelo Mosca with Captain Lou Albano defeating Angelo Gomez with submission overhead backbreaker 315. Again, Mosca, not anything necessarily worth writing home about. Punch, kick, suplex, and then eventually the hanging backbreaker that had already been used by Hogan a few times, already been used by various other people over the years. Mosca is being readied for some mid-level push, but Captain Lou Albano, the mouthpiece that allows that to happen. We'll be back with more right after this.